Our coverage of the novel coronavirus. Do you know that the United Kingdom has become the first Western nation to authorize a COVID-19 vaccine? Well, this appears to be a landmark moment in the coronavirus pandemic, paving the way for the first doses to be rolled out across the country next week. UK Health Secretary Matt Hancock announced this after UK regulators granted emergency authorization for a vaccine made by US pharmaceutical giant Pfizer and its German partner Biontech. A final analysis of the phase 3 trial of the vaccine shows it was 95% effective in preventing infections, even in older adults, and caused no serious safety concerns. Well, that's what Pfizer said last month. The announcement means the United Kingdom has vaulted past the United States and European Union in the race to approve a vaccine months into a pandemic that has killed almost 1.5 million people worldwide. Well, joining me live via phone now from Lagos is a public health physician, Japhet Olugbogi, for more on this. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Well, another major breakthrough in the COVID-19 pandemic. But there are some who feel that the United Kingdom is rushing. What do you think?
Thank you very much for having me once again. Well, as we know, the disease has been serious, the epidemic has been serious in the United Nations and America and some other parts of Europe. And the United Kingdom, in their usual way of being a leader in a committee of countries, has taken it upon herself to procure the vaccines for her teeming populace, which is a step in the right direction. One would expect that other countries, other African countries, would also make plans to procure these vaccines for their citizens.
Well, let's drive this issue home. Let's talk about Nigeria. We're also in this. We've recorded about 67,000 infections of COVID-19 and over 1,000 fatalities associated with the virus. Where does Nigeria stand in all of this?
Well, thank you very much. That is a relative question because, as we can see, the cases are still going up. We recorded a dip in the number of cases about a month or a couple of months ago, but cases are now going up again, and I'm sure that the more people get tested, the more the number of cases we will record. I'm aware that Gavi, that's the Global Alliance for Vaccine Initiative, did pledge to cover about 20% of the vaccine requirements for Nigeria. But that's just about 20%. What happens to the remaining 80% of the populace? Even at then, we would recall that these developmental partners would want to take care of their citizens first before they think of developing countries like Nigeria or sub-Saharan African countries. So Nigeria needs to make its own bold and solid plan to procure vaccines for our populace, for our citizens, and also make effective distributive and storage plans, because these vaccines are not vaccines that you can just store anyhow. So we need to start making the plans. Even when we procure the vaccines, even when we get donations from NGOs and all that, we need to be able to store the vaccines correctly, because for AstraZeneca vaccine, we can store that within 2 degrees to 8 degrees Celsius, which is the same temperature we store most of our vaccines here. That's normal refrigerator temperature. But then the Moderna vaccine and the Pfizer vaccine need to be stored in a temperature sensitive situation. So if you don't have a good storage plan, a cold chain, a cold store, you may not be able to even be able to store these vaccines, let alone distribute them in the first place. And then, apart from that, it is also costly. I'm aware that the AstraZeneca vaccine is about $6 to $8 per shot, and that's about 4,000 naira for one person. So if we are planning for about 200 million people, we can imagine how much millions or billions of naira that will be running into. So, and then we have the other vaccines which are also expensive, which are even more expensive than the AstraZeneca. The Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines are much more expensive than the AstraZeneca vaccines. So I don't know, but we all need to put our heads together and hope that we can get these vaccines into Nigeria and make distribution plans, storage plans as soon as possible. Then let's not also forget that there are issues surrounding these vaccines. Some people in Nigeria still don't believe that COVID is real, let alone believe that they should take the vaccines. So there's that skepticism there that the vaccine may not be efficacious or it may not be potent enough for them. And then there's also the issue of equitable distribution. Who gets the vaccines first? Who will get administered first? Some people are of the opinion that the politicians may just hijack vaccines and start jabbing their family members and their loved ones and then leave the masses to the mercy of them. And so we need to come together as a nation and make a very effective plan and see what we can do. Most countries are now scrambling to purchase the vaccines. UK, US, Ireland, Canada, all these countries. I know there are no African countries, of course, but then again.
All right, Dr. Olugbogi. All right, Dr. Olugbogi. And as it stands, Interpol has even advised residents of its 194 member countries to actually take special care when sourcing for these vaccines and other medical equipment online. Dr. Olugbogi, public health expert, thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.